Cooking with Kenny Rogers. Keep watching to find out why the title of this cookbook is a complete lie. Hello and welcome back to Deliciously Awkward. First of all, just wanted to say that as of this filming, I have 101 subscribers, which truly blows my mind. Like, I thought I'd be lucky if I got 20 or 30. And so really appreciate everyone who's taken the time to subscribe and like my videos and comment. Anyone else, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. So today we're talking about this weird little cookbook that I have, and trust me, I have a whole archive of weird cookbooks, but this one is Cooking with Kenny Rogers. And for anyone watching who doesn't know who Kenny Rogers is, he was an absolute legend. He passed away a few years ago, but when he was alive, he was a brilliant singer, songwriter, actor, entrepreneur. He did it all, and like I said, absolute legend. So let's start by talking about his musical career. Kenny Rogers had hit after hit after hit. One of his biggest songs was "The Gambler," which I don't really want to sing, but I think everyone knows it. It's the one that goes, "You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them." Another great song, "Islands in the Stream." That was his big duet with Dolly Parton. Then again, people like that song because of Dolly. Pretty much could have been any guy doing the part with her. But so "The Gambler," "Islands in the Stream," and others, many others. So many great songs, I can't even remember them all. But yeah, I could go on and on about his musical career. So someone please stop me. I mean it. So he also had a prolific acting career. He starred in so many great movies that everyone knows and loves. First one that comes to mind is "The Gambler," a made-for-TV movie based on his hit song. Of course, there's "The Gambler 2," "The Adventure Continues," great movie. And who doesn't love The Gambler 3, "The Legend Continues," "The Gambler 5," "Playing for Keeps," and how can I forget "The Gambler 4," "The Gambler Returns," "Luck of the Draw." So, in addition to the Gambler movies, again, many others, too many to name right here. So that's a little intro about Kenny Rogers. Now onto the cookbook. So it says "Cooking with Kenny Rogers." So one would assume that these are all his recipes, recipes from his childhood, recipes that he would cook as an adult for his family, just something that gives us a clue into the genius mind that was Kenny Rogers. But that's not the case. So you see, they didn't put it on the cover, but it says Dole Presents. Dole being the company that produces pineapples and bananas and other produce. So basically what they did, Dole had a cookbook, they have some recipes, and they want a celebrity to endorse it. So I guess Jimmy Buffett was busy because a cookbook full of recipes with pineapple and bananas, that would have been right up his alley. So I guess they settled for Kenny Rogers. And again, it's just kind of misleading. I wish they had that on the cover. Dole Presents Cooking with Kenny Rogers. But anyway, so again, very weird little cookbook. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and we'll take a closer look. So let's dive right in. And here's the intro page where he kind of admits to the whole scam. It says, "So when Dole suggested doing a cookbook with my commentary, I gladly agreed." And then maybe the title should have been "Cooking for Kenny Rogers." There it is. He admits these aren't his recipes and that he doesn't do any of the cooking. So instead, you have these pages with some suggested recipes, and then each one has a quote from Kenny, supposedly about the recipes, but it just seems so disconnected, and you could tell that he never tried any of these recipes because his commentary is always like so generic. Here, let's take a look at some of them. Here, if breakfast were songs, this would be a greatest hit. That tells me nothing about the food. Like, come on, Kenny, you can do better. Let's look at some more. So here's another good one on a page full of Mexican recipes. Kenny tells us, "Mexican food is one of my favorites. For me, the spicier, the better." But that tells us nothing about this make your own tropical tostada. I want to hear his input on that. And so you see these recipes, like they look pretty decent. Like I thought they would be really weird and that I would want to like try one just for fun, but yeah, nothing too crazy here. Yeah, so here's a recipe for some kind of shrimp with pineapple over rice and whatever the heck that thing is. But what does Kenny have to say? He tells us, you bring the food, I'll bring the music. But this is your cookbook, Kenny. You should be the one bringing the food. Unbelievable. And let's see, maybe there's one more. Yeah, so here's a page on making a dessert buffet, and Kenny tells us, now this is my idea of just desserts. Wow, you're telling me the man who wrote The Gambler can't come up with something better than this? But also some other things I noticed, going back to that intro page. You know, look at this salad that good old Kenny's eating. Looks like there are chunks of chicken and canned pineapple and other vegetables, but that recipe is not in this book. Like, why would you have that as your main picture without a recipe for whatever the hell he's eating? And it happens again on another page. Let me check my notes. Here we go. So here's Kenny and his family, and they're doing something with strawberries and whipped cream. Strawberries and whipped cream do not appear in this book at all. So why is there this picture? Another thing I noticed. In this picture, why is that kid wearing a sneaker like right on the counter right next to that pepper? That's disgusting. Come on, Kenny. So there's one more thing I wanted to point out. So yeah, here's a very nice picture of Kenny and his future ex-wife. Her name was Mary Ann. She was wife number 4 out of Kenny's 5 different wives. And maybe I should have listed all the wives when I was listing his songs and movies. But again, like just looking through this cookbook, I can't help but wonder why Dole chose Kenny Rogers over Jimmy Buffett. And the only reason I could think is that with all the pineapples and everything, maybe Kenny and Mary Ann were trying to tell us something. And you know what I'm talking about when I bring up pineapples, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, you might want to look it up, but maybe not on your work computer. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed exploring this weird little cookbook with me. If you like it, let me know. I have plenty more weird cookbooks in the archives. So yeah, just again, thanks for watching. Feel free to hit the like button, subscribe. Remember to embrace the awkward, and I will see you next time.